Hi everyone and welcome to our last lesson, pre-recorded lesson for this week. To start us off, let's look at our learning objective for today. It is to be able to draw a line of symmetry for a 2D shape. Right, let's have a look at our in focus. It is moving us on from yesterday's learning, moving away from drawing a line of symmetry or completing a shape, and finding out its line of symmetry. For our in focus, it says that our friend here put some paint on a square piece of paper. So he had a square piece of paper and he put some paint on the top right hand corner. Now, if you would like, you can get a square piece of paper, and if you've got any paint at home, you can have a go at this in focus yourself. If you get a hands-on experience, it might help you work out the in focus. If you don't have any paper or paint, it's perfectly fine. You can just look at the steps here and see what you can do for the in focus, but I will be going through the answers. After he put his paint on a square piece of paper, he then folds the paper along one of the lines of symmetry. Your question is, what does the paper look like afterwards? So this was his paper. We know he had paint here and he folded along the middle. This was his line of symmetry. So he's folding it in half across the middle here. He then opens it up. What does his paper look like now? That is your task for the in focus. Off you go. You can pause the video and attempt the in focus, and then I will show you the answers for Let's Learn. Let's have a look at the answers now. Let's see what our friends have done. Right, there are more than one answers. If I go back to the in focus, it says he folds the paper along one of the lines of symmetry. I mentioned it could be folded in half this way, but there are more than one line of symmetry. So that means my answer would have been different to some of yours, which is perfectly fine. So going back, the first one, it says, if the line of symmetry was in the middle here and it was folded, this is how the paint splat would have looked like. He had it at the top. The second part, if some of you have done the line of symmetry going down the middle this way, then this is how it would look like, his final piece. The paint splat is still in the same corner. He folds it in half this way, so then it gets reflected onto here. Now we know it's a square piece of paper, so then what if our friend was to fold it along this line of symmetry, which is going diagonal? Then the paint splat would have transferred from this corner and it would have been here. So these are some of the ways it would look like. Well done if you have the same or similar answer and you have guessed that it would be at the bottom corner here, or it would be here, or if it was to be a diagonal line of symmetry, then it would be here. Well done, everybody. Let's now move on to our guided practice for today. Let's see what we have to do. So for the guided practice, you have got 4 shapes, 4 boxes here. Let's see what your task is. It tells you to draw the line of symmetry to show how the sheet on the left can be folded to make the one on the right. The triangle represents, they've given us a key. It says that the triangle here is wet paint. So imagine we've got our square piece of paper and we've got a triangle here that is made out of wet orange paint. We then fold it according to one not one, but a line of symmetry, and then this is the result. So this is the final outcome on the right. Your task is to draw the line of symmetry on each of these sheets of these figures. Once you're done, I will show you the answers, and if you are done, then you've got a question here. Explain why it is possible to make this but not this one. What do you notice? Can you spot it? Pause the video and have a go at the guided practice now, please. Let's have a look at the answers to the guided practice now. So if I just move this. The first one, in order to get the line of symmetry or the reflection from here to the bottom, you needed to draw the line of symmetry across the middle here. Remember, when you draw a line of symmetry, it has to be a dotted line. And please remember to use a ruler. It is very important that you have a straight dotted line. For the second answer, it was folded along this diagonal line of symmetry. So you fold it across here, and then this is how it looks like. The third one is also a diagonal line of symmetry, but it is going across the opposite way. It's this way. And then for the last one, some of you may have been thinking, there might not be a line of symmetry. The shape's still the same. So was the paper folded or not? In fact, it was. Therefore, the line of symmetry is going right in the middle of the triangle. So it's exactly in the middle and was folded in half. Well done to everyone. Now, if you have thought about this question, we know that this one's possible because the shape is exactly the same. Whereas this one, if you look, it is not possible because if the line of symmetry is going in the middle, then this triangle has to be the opposite way. So the sharp point goes at the bottom. It's like this. Can you look at this triangle and then look at this one? Therefore, this is not possible. Well done, everybody. Now, for your activity today, you need to complete worksheet number 8, which is on page 141 and 142. I will show you how the worksheet should look like so you know you're on the right page. This is your work for today. You've got 2 pages to complete. You're making symmetrical figures, but this time you're drawing in the line of symmetry. Remember, you need to use a ruler and remember to use dotted lines. Draw dotted lines. Also, once again, as I've been repeating every day, please remember to write the date at the top. You can now pause the video and start your work. Once you have fully finished, pick a different colored pen, and then I will leave it on the answers so that you're able to mark your work. Thank you. I will just show you the answers now. Just mark your work and remember that tomorrow there won't be a pre-recorded lesson. The work is online on the school website. You just have to attempt it alone. Once again, thank you for today's lesson, and I will be back next week with a different lesson.